Gotta take the tire off. Ugh. Got to take this off and those loose, and then this will have to lift up and over this frame unit. This is a plate, shim plate here. You want to keep track of that. When you take these off, so there may be singles in here, but it's usually a plate that goes all the way across. A couple of singles there. A big and a little. And a little. They've been taped together before, so have these. Not a bad idea. Like that, and put them back just like you find them. This will have to come undone, but probably we'll take it off down here. I might just undo it here. It's been a while since I did one of these. Alright, I took the brake line loose. To lift this up and over, I had to put it under a jack stand to get the pressure off. I fastened it back to stop the brake fluid from draining all out, making a mess. Undo this bolt, or that nut, this nut, and I pull the bushings out this way. One thing I forgot to mention is that if you can, you want to break these nuts loose while it's still attached to the frame. Otherwise, you got to do like I did and put something in there to stop it from rotating when you take the nuts off. These things don't work on everything there is. And this is the sad part about these tools, is you buy them with the expectations they'll work, and you find out they don't work, and that's when you see that I had to grind it out. They won't even fit around these things. Now if it'd go all the way around like that, that'd be great. But what happens is these inner bushings come up here, and it'd fit in there, it'd be great. The only way to solve that would be to cut this off, or cut this in two and just make a two-ring thing to go around it, which would work. But these inner shafts on these bushings work loose, so you don't always get the perfect push, and it's starting to mushroom there. I'm not worried about that, because once these things pop loose, they usually come right out. Big change from what it was. I used a cutting wheel, but it's got to fit over that all the way and then go down against that bushing and stay centered. And this should do the trick now. Put equal pressure all the way around. I don't know why they don't include one of those in the kit. I did end up having to put a little radius here, so it'll fit around this kind of rounded area here. Alright, let's see how it does. Well, what I ended up doing is just rotating the sleeve, making sure that was down. And it's actually coming out with the ratchet. You can see right there where it's breaking free, so I'm going to pull that one on out and get the other one ready to install. Well, that little endeavor That kind of bent the hell out of that. So I got to straighten it back up, get it round again. Yep, soft steel. Just wanted to show here all the play right here is how loose that bushing was. Both of them were that way. And we to get them down to this here. I use the air hammer on the other one, but you just tap them and they come out. And what happens is it flushes here, that tool does. It won't let you go any farther, but these are tapered at that end, so they'll do just exactly what just happened. When you get that far, just tap them, they'll come out. Just get it in there. That's good enough. Then we'll use this on that gizmo with the cup over here now and push it in. Well, I didn't put the cup on the inside because it fit okay around this. So I'm just going to ratchet that back in and back in place. Make sure this is lined up. Now, if you have to tilt it, tilt it. Not hard to tell how this goes in. You can see where the shims were right here. So it goes in like this because this is going to go over it and come back and face those shims. And it will go in like that right there. And the other bushing will go right here and go in the same way. Quick and easy. And just keep going till it goes in all the way, till it can't go any further. Okay, now I got to undo the brake line again. The sun is really bright, blocking it out. Get that all back together. Just put it back in reverse order. One thing about these control arm nuts, and it's top and bottom both. You can put them on, but what I do is I don't tighten them until the vehicle has weight under it. And the reason why is your bushing will twist. The bushing will lock in here. It locks in here, and then this locks in when you tighten it up. If you tighten it now, it'll twist, and it'll twist in the bushing, which could make premature failure. So I'll jack up under the ball joint and get the weight of the vehicle as much as I can on it before I tighten these nuts up on each side. Now I'll put them on there, but I won't tighten them until I get weight on it. And that will prolong the life of a bushing. I'll put the nut plate back here in the back, and I want to use this breakover bar like a screwdriver, like a big old nut driver, and get it started. Yep, and then I'll hit them with the impact gun. Okay, with it assembled, all I need to do now is bleed the brakes. I have lifted this up and tightened the nuts here. This nut, after it was lifted up to be where the vehicle rides most of the time. As I explained earlier, you don't want to put torque on those too much. Those bushings, you'll wear them out before time. Same way with lower control arms when you do those bushings. Man, where'd it go? I lost it. There it is, right there. Same way with lower control arms when you do those. I redone this one. Again, jacked it up and then tightened it up after the fact, and then same way with the rear ones. But that's what you do on bushings. You don't tighten them while the control arms are hanging down. You tighten them after they're got weight on the vehicle. That's my project. I am going to put it back together, bleed the brakes, put the tires on, call it good.